Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. I am doing my first reading, and this is going to be a pick a card reading. I chose numbers, and we have rose quartz, amethyst, and carnelian. So I just want you guys to focus on not only the crystals, but the numbers as well, and whichever one you feel called to, choose that one. And I'll be putting timestamps underneath this where you can find the group that you've chosen. So let's give you guys a minute to kind of focus your breathing and choose the one that calls to you. So, okay, group one, I have your cards here. I'm actually going to be holding this while I'm recording it because I couldn't set it up properly. I don't have all of those things yet, but I'm using the Gateway Oracle cards. I'm using the Universe Has Your Back Oracle cards, the Power of Surrender Oracle cards, and I'm using the Enchanted Tarot deck. Clarifying with a gifted deck that I do not remember the name of and I was supposed to look up. But yes, we have the Prince of Pentacles with the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse and the Princess of Pentacles in the reverse. So Pentacles, all earth energy, all practical matters regarding the things that we can touch and see, all focusing on the material realm. So that has to do with work. It can do with what's going on at home. It can also be talking about the things that make you feel like safe, stable, and secure, as well as your health and things of the like. This feels like to me, not only can it be a separate, like a relationship that somebody is not happy with, that somebody feels like they're working too hard for, or that they're putting too much energy into and not seeing enough benefits from that. But this also just feels like to me an imbalance between the masculine and feminine energies that we all have within us. So this is going to be shaky and whatever. So for the Prince of Pentacles, it represents cultivation, fertile ground, and the Prince of Pentacles is very patient and is able to make something out of nothing. With the, you see the barrenness of this field, and the Prince of Pentacles is able to really make something out of nothing. Very reliable and hardworking, also very trustworthy and or like goal oriented. So some of you guys may be going through this phase of starting a new business but not feeling like you're ready to start that business, or feeling like you need to do more work, or you need to kind of study a little bit more before you're able to push things and to go forward. You feel like you're not well versed in whatever it is that you want to put out there. And that I don't believe is the case. For a lot of you guys, this is going to be having to do with spirituality. For a lot of you guys, this is going to be having to do with creativity and the things that you want to push out there creatively. And then for some of you guys, this just does have to do with romance and work. It feels like all the way around, though, that there is an imbalance and a sense of uncertainty in regards to the where you're putting your energy and what you are seeing in regard to those things, like where you're putting it, what you're getting out of it. A lot of you guys need to say what you mean. There are a lot of you guys that really need to say what you mean. I feel like there's somebody biting their tongue. There are some of you guys that would rather keep the peace and remain quiet about certain things to make other people feel comfortable. If this is in a work setting, or even just in a day-to-day living, it's something that you're basically stifling your own growth by trying to play small for somebody else. The Princess of Pentacles is not, in the reverse, is not practical. at all and unimaginative, very dull, not able to trust her instincts either. So this is, like I said, I feel like it's just an imbalance within. There are some of you guys that have a business plan and you want to push that out there, but you're not doing that because you feel like you still have more work to do, or you feel like there's not going to be that it's not going to be rewarding in the way that you would like it to be. Or there are some of you guys that have already started a business and you're like, okay, I've put all of this energy into that and this is what I'm getting out in return. And this is, again, having to do with relationships, putting all that energy into the relationships that you're having. And this can be with family, friends, or a partner, but putting energy into those relationships and then not getting back what you feel you deserve, or what you feel that you've put forth in return. I feel like there is also an attachment to the material realm with some of you guys. That's surrender your addictions underneath those. Whether you're addicted to substances, food, people, sex, or overworking, take action to begin to heal the addiction and replace it with healthier alternatives. So some of you guys may be addicted to worrying. Some of you guys may be addicted to saying I'm broke. Some of you guys may be addicted to like really making yourself small when you're meant to be big. So kind of smoldering yourself is what I hear. Some of you guys may be addicted to that. Some of you guys may be addicted to working very hard and not feeling like you're working enough. And some of you guys may be addicted to bad mouthing yourselves and not being proud of how far you've come. So, surrender denial. Accept people and situations exactly as they are without denying the difficulties. Then you can see things clearly and make the best decisions. There's a real need for some of you to make a decision in regards to putting yourselves out there. There's a need to make that decision. And right now would be a good time for you to write, make lists, and take notes, being very practical. Letting go of the controlling factor, like the need to know and the need to control things, the need to know exactly what's going to happen here and when that's going to happen for you and how it's going to play out. There's a need to let that go as well. So we got exceeding expectations. I soar into excellence and hearing messages from spirit. I'm a clear channel for messages from spirit. So exceeding expectations is really talking about that, playing it small. It's time for you to not only stand tall for yourself and step into your power, and you don't need to care about how it's going to make other people feel when you step into your power and truly be all that you're meant to be and all that you would like to be in this life. So exceeding expectations, not only your own, but those of others, that the expectations that others have put on you and that have made for you. Exceeding those expectations is something that it's time for you to do. It's not something that's available for you to do. It's time for you to do that now. Like, stop playing small. And a lot of you guys are getting messages. If you've been confused about where you are headed in the journey, then you're already getting messages, and those could be coming through. And synchronicities, numerically, the number 5 was heavy within this. Also 8, 5 and 8. The number 12, as well as the number 13, but you may be seeing the colors like orange. Those are things that I was hearing and thinking and feeling in regards to messages that you may be getting from spirit. Trusting those messages is something that you're going to have to do too. You may have been thinking or you've been thinking for a long time, it's time for me to make a list so I can put myself out there. It's time for me to make these plans so that I can, have this fertile cultivation with this Prince of Pentacles, and stop being this dull, unimaginative energy. Like, put yourself out there without worrying how it's going to be perceived to others or how it's going to be received by others, and stop needing to control everything, and stop feeling like you're putting your energy into things that will not grow. Because if you constantly think that you're putting your energy into things that will not grow, then guess what? The things are not going to grow. So the gentle is here, taking a soft approach. So if you're the type of person that is heavily focused on the material realm, then it's time really to Dig into your heart space and recognize that certain things, in order for certain things to move, you have to apply a certain softness. I choose love no matter what. That's the softness. The softness is love. For certain things to move the way that you want them to move, you have to have a sound heart. And you cannot have a sound heart if you are beating yourself up. You cannot have a sound heart either if you are playing it very small to make other people comfortable, or if you're playing it very small to make yourself feel comfortable. You cannot have a sound heart that way. There's always going to be something that is chaotic within that. That's not to say that there isn't peace within chaos, but right now, what is needed for you is a very gentle and knowledgeable approach, a very gentle, subtle approach, a very goal oriented approach. There needs to be lists, things need to make sense. So, overall, group one, it's about choosing love no matter what, and it's about not playing it small in any situation. Any of you guys that are feeling like this surrender your addictions is really calling to you, be honest with the things that you are addicted to. Being honest about where you're putting your time and energy, where you're spending your money at. Being honest about the people that you are investing in, and are they good for you? Is that person that you're investing all of your time in, is that person worth your energy? Is it something that is going to bring or allow growth in your life? Those are the questions that you have to ask yourselves. Okay, thank you so much, group one. Okay, group two. So you chose this one. This is going to be your reading. So you got the Two of Wands in the reverse, the Nine of Wands in the reverse, the Queen of Wands. And then we have proceeding softly, making a difference, keeping still, surrender your fear of change, surrender negative thinking, and my energy creates my reality. What I focus on is what I manifest. So the Two of Wands in the reverse and the Nine of Wands in the reverse. First, I was just feeling that there are some of you guys that are really irritated by the fact that things are kind of coming to a halt for you guys. It seems like you're kind of being forced to kind of keep still. There's something happening in you guys' lives where there's something kind of thwarting your growth or progress, and it's irritating to you because I feel that the Queen of Wands at the heart of this is your energy. It's very enthusiastic. There's a fire to it. It's creative. It's charismatic. Royalty is something that I associate the Queen of Wands with. Just self-confident, very vigorous, blunt also, self-assured, business-minded, inspiring, down for a cause. But right now, it feels like with the Two of Wands in reverse and the Nine of Wands in reverse that there's a standstill to a degree in some of you guys' lives. Obstacles being coming to the forefront. And this could be in the form of physical obstacles. A lot of fire in this chart. It could be in regards to trauma that has been coming up. Trauma that probably traces back with the Nine of Wands to early childhood and just growing up as far as the parents go. So the trauma could be traced back to your parents or people someone that you looked up to, an older cousin or a really great friend that you trusted. But there's trauma coming up that has you kind of stuck in a mind state that is not very good. Stuck in a mind state that is kind of keeping you from moving forward. I feel like there's a lot of fear involved here. Some of you guys are not speaking up about how you feel in certain situations. And you feel like you're not as important as you actually are. Feel like you're not as important as you actually are. And that's not the case at all. I feel like there's a no passion here, a no drive. It's like a standstill, like I said. And it feels like it has a lot to do with this fear and negative thinking. So those are the things that are needed to be surrendered. But I can feel it with this Nine of Wands in the reverse. It's like, excuse me. I'm holding this. It's all over the place. With the Nine of Wands in the reverse, it is In this deck, it representing strength, but in the reverse, it's for me really being tired and not feeling like pushing through. Like, okay, I'm dealing with this the best that I can, and this is what I can do right now. And if all you can do is, go through your day to day, do the adulting things, and then go home and lay down, then that's all you can do. And that is perfectly okay because you're showing up the best that you can at this time. So don't feel like, oh, I'm not being myself right now, or I'm I really need to snap out of it if I'm not here. This is something that you're meant to feel because it's. I feel like a lot of you guys are very fast paced, fast paced. A lot of you guys are very fast paced, and you like for things to go, 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 go. And right now, there's just a slowdown happening, and I feel like that is what's got this Nine of Wands, Two of Wands, in reverse energy. You're being reminded of maybe instances in your childhood where you were not allowed to grow in the way that you would like to grow. You're being reminded of instances growing up where you were quieted and you weren't able to shine as brightly as you should have. You're being reminded of instances where you absolutely were not able to be the person that you were meant to be. This doesn't mean that that is a place that you are returning to. It just means that there's something that you're still needing to feel your way through in regards to that. With keeping still here, self-renewal, composure, detachment, self-acceptance, serenity. You guys have power, a lot of it too. And I'll read these: surrender your fear, change, surrender negative thinking. But with this proceed softly and making a difference, it's about slowing down and taking time to smell the flowers, taking time to enjoy the things that are happening around you. And with making a difference, it's realizing that you do play a big part in the change in people. You guys have a very bright, bold, and exuberant energy that is able to uplift others. That is something that is very rare, and you may think, oh, everybody can do that. No, it's different when it's comfortable. It's different when it feels like home. It's different when it's different when it's you. So you have to be very sure of yourself because you guys are very beautiful beings. You have a very abundant energy. It feels like big hugs, and it feels like great lives. It feels like family. It feels like home. So recognize that you do make a difference in people's lives. Surrendering your fear of change. The universe is reminding you that you are cared for always. Whether you're afraid of a change in your job, your health, or a relationship, or if you fear aging or death, repeat the affirmation: I have faith that all is well. Surrender negative thinking. You have control over your thoughts. When negative thoughts surface, say, thank you for sharing, and quickly refocus on positive affirmations. So my energy creates my reality. What I focus on is what I will manifest. So a lot of you guys, that's just it. There's been a lot of things manifesting in your lives, and it could be things that you focused on way in the past that are finally showing up in your life now. But what's being asked is that you feel it all the way through, and that you don't try to just shove it off and push it down. That's what the Nine of Wands does. It's like pushing things down until they come up, and then it's like, oh shit, what am I going to do with this energy now? I don't like this. I have to run away. You have to deal with it. You can't push it down, and that's why things are proceeding softly. That's why things are moving slowly for you, because you need to feel your way through this. Okay? Group three. Okay, give me a second. I'm trying to make this steady, this recording. Give me. Okay, you guys have the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse, the Two of Cups, the Magician, healing the past, revealing radiance, the Abysmal, surrender your need to always be right, surrender your ego, and then when I'm in alignment with the love of the universe, peace cannot be disrupted. So a lot of you guys healing the past, there's a big removal of blockages, and this could be coming from past lives as well as just past situations. But there is a removal of blockages for this group of people, and it is huge. It is occurring for you like right now. It's limitations and blockages that are being healed and dissolved. It's going to have a positive effect on you guys' health and your relationships, also your creativity. So any of you guys that have been feeling like uh, right now that there's something that you're missing out on, or there is something, this energy of the abysmal. If any of you guys have been feeling overwhelmed, insecure, uh, are facing hazardous conditions, you do need to know that revealing radiance, your light illuminates the world. You do need to know that there is something coming your way that is very prosperous, very profitable for you, spiritually, materially, as well as all the way around. Profits is what I'm hearing. All the way around, healing is what I'm feeling. So the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse usually talks about a missed opportunity, and then the Magician on the other side of that, and the Two of Cups in the middle. Some of you guys have manifested a relationship that is nothing like the relationships that you are used to, and that is something that may be coming to you. It's going to be with the Two of Cups. It's going to be clear, nurturing, and heartfelt. It's going to be supportive. It's going to be supportive. So if you've had relationships that feel like you're putting your energy into the wrong thing, if you've had relationships where you feel like, yeah, you invested into the wrong thing, and that's been the basis of your life, or that has been the basis of your relationship status, is putting your energy into the wrong thing, dealing with somebody that was either insecure, dealing with somebody that was overwhelming in the way that they spoke to you, or that their energy was overwhelming because it was very like a, I don't want to say a black hole, is what I feel like. Some of you guys may have been dealing with people, and these don't have to be romantic partnerships. This could be a friend, co-worker, your parent, but you were dealing with people that were kind of drowning you in a sense. Um, drowning your innocence as well. You were dealing with people that had a very controlling way of showing their love, had a very manipulative way of showing their love. That I feel like there are some of you guys that are dealing with that. What you do need to know is that you're going to have something that's very true and honest on its way to you. Ooh, wobbly hands. You're going to have something that's very true and honest on its way to you, and that is because of the things that you have created. That is because of the energy that you have healed and transformed with the Magician. That is because you are a master at you are a master at transformation. You are very skilled and clever. The Magician is the embodiment of all four elements. The Magician is an alchemist, able to create something out of nothing. The Magician also gets to decide what's real or not. So you realizing that you create your own reality is something that's going to benefit you, this group. But this also can have to do with starting up a creative endeavor business wise. If you have been putting it off because you feel like it's going to be a bad investment, or you don't have enough knowledge about it yet, or you don't have the resources for it, know that there's a chance for immense gain, and that the feelings that you're having behind it are stemming from past instances in your life. If you believe in past life, then that fear you have of not succeeding is stemming from a past life, or it's stemming from something that you had to deal with growing up, with parents, with friends, of somebody telling you that you're not enough, somebody telling you that you needed to do more, to be more, somebody telling you that your dreams weren't worth dreaming. If that's something that you guys dealt with, then yeah, that's what you're feeling. It doesn't mean that the business or the idea that you have isn't meant to be put out into the world. It just means that there is something thwarting that, there's something in the way of that. And I feel like it is fear and of past situations, or it's the implanted fear from past and harsh words. Surrender your need to always be right. Give others the gift of letting them be right by yielding, not rigid. This will help resolve conflicts and improve your relationships. Surrender your ego. Cultivate gratitude. Be of service to others and come from your heart. A big ego can work against you, but humility will further your goals. Okay, so some of you guys in relationships are the magician and you feel like, well, you pull the strings, you make the rules. So it's going to be that. Allowing people to be people and recognizing that everybody is not going to have the same ideals as you do. Knowing that your ideals aren't somebody else's ideals, knowing that they are not ideal. They're just your ideals. It's not the ideal, it's your ideal. Um, Something that's going to benefit you. If there are those of you that feel like you always have to be right, then yeah, that's something that needs to be surrendered. And it has a lot to do with the ego and needing to be right, but it also has a lot to do with what has been done to you growing up. So some of you guys feel like you always have to be right because as a child, you were always told to shut up, or you were always told to mind your business. You were always told you think you know everything. And so you decided not to be right at all. You decided not to speak at all. And so growing up, even sometimes we do this subconsciously, but it's about kind of standing up for your inner child. So sometimes that big ego and needing to always be right is really the inner child crying out for attention. And you have to give it the right attention, which is being in alignment with love and peace. You have to give it the right attention and recognize that, again, it's Two of Cups. Recognize that it's meant to be heartfelt emotional exchange. That's something that some of you guys are going to experience very soon too. A heartfelt emotional exchange. And this could be with a family member. It could have to do with this fear that you're having of speaking up for yourself, or this fear of investing in the wrong things. But there's a relationship that is kind of going to be mended. A relationship that doesn't mean that you're going to go forward. And if it's romantic, it doesn't necessarily mean that the meaning of the relationship doesn't mean that you're going to get back with this person, but it means that it will be healed. The situation will be healed and there will be no ties to it anymore. You'll be able to freely move without that person's energy kind of weighing you down. So the Two of Cups talks also about supportive exchanges. And I really just feel like there are a lot of you that are about to embark on a leg of your journey where you are able to meet people that you're meant to meet. So finding a soul family, even business partners for some of you guys that are really going to help and further your growth. So healing the past says, I step into my future with strength and clarity, and revealing radiance is my light illuminates the world. So with healing the past, it's saying that challenges in your present can be linked to past events. Group 3, y'all are special because I'm able to multitask at this point and read the meaning to these ones. So y'all are special. Challenges in your present can be linked to past events. Take some time to examine your current situation to see what areas could be strengthened. Release old blockages, even if it feels like nothing is happening. Profound transformations are occurring at this very moment. This is not unlike the bamboo that grows roots under the surface for 2 to 5 years, building a foundation invisible to the naked eye. Then, in 1 year, it grows up to 90 feet. Wounds from broken relationships, people, or situations that seem impossible to forgive, and old shame or guilt are all dissolving. As a result, your body, mind, and spirit are healing. I want to even read Revealing Radiance for y'all. Okay? Revealing Radiance. Card meaning. There's a luminosity. There is a luminosity within you that's expanding. It illuminates others and brings light to the darkness. Your radiance also acts as a sacred beacon that calls the bounty and support of the universe to you. Just as the lotus rises up out of the mud into the light, so you... Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I think I skipped. Even if you've been feeling lackluster lately, know that there is a vibrant, shimmering light radiating within you. Take time to be still and welcome the light revealing itself to you. Own your radiance, and the rays will expand into the farthest reaches of time and space. When you shine brightly from your heart, The bounty of the universe showers you with blessings. You are the light. Okay, group 3. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. I hope that these messages find y'all in a comfortable space. I am really excited to get these messages off. This is my first video, and thank y'all for tuning in. It's been beautiful.